Wake up, Kaiba fans, because new Blue Eyes support dropped, and it's absolutely insane. Guys, we received the blessing for the Blue Eyes deck that a lot of decks pray they get one day. An absolute broken generic Link 1 monster! Yay! Generic Link 1 monster, absolutely nothing can go wrong, because it never did before, am I right? Oh, let's see here. So the new support is absolutely bonkers, of course a generic Link 1 for Dragon Monsters, and also Spellcasters, it's pretty good. This is the list I came up with. It's by any means perfect. If you wanna add something, if you wanna modify something, modify some ratios, although I feel like some ratios make sense, like Chaos Max being at 3, so you can draw it without going for the Deep of Blue Eyes, Master, Sage, whatever. This is the best list I came up with. I think it's also pretty consistent. It makes the final board with Magia, Buster Lock, Ultimate Spirit and Divine Cipher all in the same moment, in the same end board, but whenever it doesn't go well for some reason, it still can produce either Buster Lock or a Magia Ultimate Spirit Cipher board, which are pretty powerful boards anyway, so yeah, I feel like this deck is pretty consistent, is very powerful actually on the thing it can produce. The interaction with the Buster Whelp and the Blue Eyes cards is absolutely insane, because all Blue Eyes cards name a level 1 light tuner from our decks, our hands, like for example Mausoleum White, where have 2 it's not a Blue Eyes card, but you get the point. So you can abuse the fact that Buster Whelp is a light level 1 tuner to absolutely make insane shenanigans. I think this deck is pretty much, it's probably gonna be pretty hated if I may say so myself, because having the opportunity to make Magia, Ultimate Spirit, the Buster Lock and Divine Cipher, which is an insane defense and a negation, it's yeah, but it's Kaiba's deck, you wanna be a bit, you know, you wanna flex a bit. So, with that being said, this is the list. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, what you suggest and everything. I am also cooking something with Spirit with Eyes of Blue outside of a Blue Eyes quote-unquote pure deck, so stay tuned for that. And now, let's go to the replays, but before that, I would suggest you, if you're enjoying this, to subscribe to my channel. I am a one-man army here. I edit, I theory craft, I deck build, I edit, I do everything by myself. So if you wanna support my endeavors, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you. So let's go into the testings and match replays. So this is the first hand testing. So as you can see, we have a pretty good and standard hand, but not only I searched with Sage, Buster Whelp for the interaction I said before, but we also drew Chaos Max. As you saw, I played 3 of Chaos Max just to ensure to have it on hand and do not block myself with Deep Eyes and searching Chaos Max, while I may be able to do something else. So yeah, that's pretty good. We make Spirit, we search for Mausoleum that we're gonna activate, send Maiden to the graveyard to get True Light, get Blue Eyes on the graveyard, special summon it back, special summon Maiden, Mausoleum to normal summon the Buster Whelp to get Prologue. We get Prayers to essentially search for a Blue Eyes card and another Sage, just in case. We make Crimson. Prayers is mostly used not only to search for extenders, but also to equip the ultimate dragon, which is gonna be useful later. So we make Crimson, search for Humble, special summon another Blue Eyes, revive back Maiden, another Spirit into Spirit Ultimate. Crimson Dragon is gonna special summon Seafor, and we set Ultimate Fusion and Prologue. Now the opponent will play, it's just me with another hand. We activate literally everything. We make Magia, we make Buster Blader and Buster Dragon. So, as you can see, this board is absolutely solid, and it's pretty consistent as well. You can make it in more ways than one, and very often, and when it doesn't go well, when maybe you have a pretty bad end or your opponent interrupted you in some way, you still have a chance to make either Ultimate or the Buster Lock and Magia. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this deck. Now the opponent literally cannot do anything. I'd go for turn, but at this point you can just flip all into attack and just attack directly for way over little. This is incredible. Now, let's go into the matches. Our first match is up against Branded Skull Serpent in 2024 in a 60 pile deck. Okay, I guess more power to you. We go first. We have a pretty good end. We normal summon Buster Whelp to search for the Prologue, and then we link summon, we search for Mausoleum. It's the usual combo, but we started with Whelp. It's very indifferent most of the time whether you start with Whelp or Sage, because at the end of the day, until you have Prayers and Maiden, you pretty much have everything. It's the usual combo. Crimson Dragon is coming out, searches for Rumble, Rumble gets the Maiden back on the field, True Light is gonna special summon another White Dragon. Against Spirit, we get the Crimson Dragon effect, Cipher, and then we set both, again, Prologue, Ultimate Fusion with Chaos Max in the hand, thanks to the augmented ratio we have. And also we have a protection for Cipher, which is always pretty good. It's one protection per turn for each card we control. So yeah, it protects your monsters, it protects True Light, which is pretty good since True Light has this shit effect where if it gets destroyed, your board is wiped. So yeah, Allure of Darkness, we pop Ultimate, we pop Prologue, we pop Memories, and you can tell this is already game over. Yeah, what can you really do against this board? My opponent didn't really have a way to win. Probably the only way is to play a face down Albaz and then contact Fuse with all my dragons into Alba Renatus, but we can check if they have that. So this is my opponent's extra deck, and they do not have Alba Renatus, so yeah, absolutely no way they could have beaten me, they could have break my board. This board is pretty much unbreakable, so for most of the deck it's probably game over turn 1. Like, this opponent literally activated one Allure of Darkness and they already surrendered. So yeah, up to the next. Our next opponent is a Purely player. Now, Purely is a pretty good deck. It may even be annoying to some people because of how powerful it can get if it goes too unchecked, and we have a big problem here since our hand is not the greatest hand in the world. We do have an Ash Blossom, we do have a Cold Buy, we do have a Saga and a Maiden. It's not ideal to start with Maiden, but sometimes this is how the cookie crumbles. We go first and we try to make the best. They try to Ash the Spirit, but we have Cold by the Grave. We try everything. We get Mausoleum on the field. Blue Eyes, it's the graveyard, and then the field. Maiden, it's the field again. Saga into another Blue Eyes. Spirit into a Crimson Dragon. We search for Rumble. We activate it. Another Maiden on the field. Blue Eyes, Spirit Dragon into Ultimate, and then into Cipher. So, as you can see, despite the hand being absolutely awful, we still produced a 2 negation board with pretty big bodies, and we still have an end trap, so I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, I understand it's a suboptimal board, so yeah, but again, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Our opponent draws a Nibiru 1 turn too late. If this Nibiru was on the hand since turn 1, yeah, no. So we negate their first spell, Friends Purely. Purely it's the field, we ash that. They have cross out, for the love of God, they add everything. They can excavate their deck. I don't know how Purely works, if I gotta be honest, so I don't know the names of the stuff they searched. Purely it's the field. They activate their effects, they get into Noir, and funnily enough, Purely has the out, like these cute little things have the out for big ass dragons because they're not destroying, they're bouncing back. Yeah, that's the beauty of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here, I just know that now they're gonna rank up into Ex-Purely Noir. We managed to get a True Light into a Prayers somehow. They bounce back my True Light, okay, we get a Sage, which is our best starter. We search for a Whelp, and at this point the game is pretty much over. We have Ultimate Fusion in hand. This is a mistake on my end because I thought I could make Magia, but I did not have Ultimate on the graveyard. That's a mistake on my end. I acted for out of habitude. So even if I had Chaos Marks on the graveyard, I still had to use the classical Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is fine. Still, you will see. Mausoleum, we summon Whelp, we see our opponent bouncing back the resources, okay, we set Prologue into another Spirit, into Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, we attack Ex-Purely next turn, but at this point they activate Prospi, I activate Prologue, and then Memories. This game is over. Not many chances, even without the Magia, this game is over. They're trying everything, we defend, I chain lock with my negated spirit, woo! And then they just surrender because Purely it's a dragon and dragons are negated. So yeah, this was my showcase for my version of this deck. Again, this deck can get even better, I feel like I can cut corners a bit around, it's possible. Bingo Machine Go is also pretty interesting because if you do wanna go for the Master Sage, the Pice thing, you can force your opponent by selecting all Blue Eyes Chaos Marks. So yeah, you have ways to have Chaos Marks in hand. I feel like this can be achieved even easily, but that's for another day. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what you think about this combo, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.